Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer-Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
Giant or somewhere in between. Round the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And if life ever knocks you down, your dice will surely turn around. Roll your stats, it's time to quest. Let's put your characters to the test.
Hello and welcome to Knocked Prone, a podcast of high crits, small fits, and varying wits. My name is Cade, and I am the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I am joined here by the players to my left.
Mason playing Lakir.
Brooklyn playing Litsea.
Jameson playing Jack.
Caden playing Torinn.
Now, as last we left our session, our players crossed this frozen lake of ice following a monk that had captured, whose group had captured Yui, and then they swapped, this monk for Yui, and then Yui was taken to the Winter Court. Our characters took a short rest outside of the Brawl Mall, and now they are sitting 10 feet from the Brawl Mall, and what would you guys like to do?
Lakir would like to take a little break to lick his wounds after falling through the ice like 6 times. So, you and Yui know these people? Have you been here before?
No.
So, which question?
Yes.
These are not yes or no questions.
You can thank my dad for that one. No. I've only encountered these people once. When they were trying to capture Yui before. And they were a lot less strong. But, he knows them. They kidnapped him. All I know, really, is that he's been raised from a young age to be what he is. And they wanted him back. So.
What is he to them? Do you know?
Property.
What do you think our plan of attack should be? I'll say to the group.
Do we see anyone else around right now?
So there is loud noises coming from the Brawl Mall, gunshots and ruckus.
Gunshots?
Yeah, gunshots.
We're screwed.
Can you tell me if I've ever even heard a gunshot before? I'm asking this as an artificer.
So, when the Great War happened and a bunch of the nuclear blasts dropped, lots of the technological things and advances that had been part of the world were wiped out. And so, your guys' world with Great Grumbopolis people have not seen any type of this gun before. But the Lambs of Slaughter have brought these guns from the past because they were the ones who actually started the nuclear war back in the day. And they came in to fight and to get Yui back. Unintentionally skipped forward way ahead in time because of how the Feywild time works. And so they are now, with guns, steampunk guns. They're not like the fanciest types of guns, but yes, they do have guns against these giants that they're fighting against, which is kind of unfair, but giants are big.
Which is also unfair.
It's kind of a sixes type of moment. That's why they have the Brawl Mall cut in half currently. I've laid out in front of you a map of the Winter Court. You guys are 60 feet away from the Brawl Mall. There's a gigantic ocean front that you can see from where you guys are making this camp that is frozen over. Like it is frigid cold here in order for the ocean to have frozen over. And you can see some peaks that look like crystalline castle-like peaks in the distance. But other than that, and you can also see another building way off in the distance, but it's very faint across the frozen ocean. The winter court is up for grabs. Like, you can go anywhere you'd like. The monks during your battle had mentioned that they were taking Yui to the Brawl Mall, but if you guys are like, Yui's fine, we're just going to go somewhere else, that's totally fine with me as well. I got plans.
Well, I think we should make it as clean of an extraction mission as we can. Take him and get out before we're caught. I'm sure people already know we're here, but maybe we can at least get away. Fight on our terms instead of theirs.
Seems sound.
I agree.
The woman that we followed across the ice, where did she go? Did she go
went
into
straight
the mall?
to the Brawl Mall. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, walked in?
Yep.
We could just walk in.
You could.
See what happens. I can also cast invisibility.
I'm fine walking in. It seems to be a rather open place. Yeah.
I'm down to go into the Brawl Mall.
Yes, I think so. Let's just keep our weapons at the ready, and I'm going to... I don't think I've reached for my wand today yet, because we were ambushed in the last fight. So I'm going to pull out a wand from my bag of magic wands.
I see your magic wand from your bag of wands, and I raise you a piece of candy as I pull a treat from my bag of treats.
Oh!
And I'm actually going to do that. So.
Okay.
You have a bag of treats?
I do,
You
yeah.
stole from the witch's house.
Oh!
I will cast Identify on it, because as is my ritual.
So as you reach your hand into the bag to pull out the wand, bag is empty.
Like, no more at all?
Roll me a history check.
24.
With a 24, you seem to remember the last time that you gave a wand away. You gave it to the Wild Magic Maelstrom in exchange for another magic item. And it seems maybe that 12 was the number you rolled last time, and so the wand is in the Maelstrom.
That makes sense. Okay. I will not cast Identify in that case. Just to clarify.
I cast Identify in my hand. Is this a wand of invisibility?
Hand.
It pulls out your stats for your hand. All right, Torinn, go ahead and roll me a d20.
Okay. 19.
Ooh, okay, so it's on the good table. You pull out a Reese's chocolate bunny.
Nice. I didn't have enough room to write what they actually are, so I'm glad that you have 83.
You will find out later.
Oh no.
Oh no for me.
Yay.
All right. As you guys are eating your candies and looking for wands, Jack and Litsea, what are you guys up to?
I want the piece of candy.
You want a piece of candy?
Yeah.
Oh, can I give him the cookie but keep the magical properties?
I mean, eating the candy is the thing that gives you the magical properties, but you have 3 times a day that you can utilize it. And yes, you do have to eat all of it for
Okay.
licking up the crumbs
All
and
right.
stuff.
I eat all of it, and then I grab some snow and I form it into a cookie. Cast prestidigitation. What's your favorite cookie flavor?
Oh, give me a snickerdoodle, baby.
Snickerdoodle coming right up, and now you have a basically like snow cone cookie flavor.
I'm all about this, man. I'm stoked.
You guys open up a cookie business.
Snow cone.
And Litsea, what are you up to?
I am going to approach the mall. Is there any, windows or, sliding doors?
So yes, it is. The outside of the mall is stone, and the doors are made of glass. But it's kind of like that two-way glass where you can see outside, but you can't see inside as much. It's pretty opaque. You can see shapes of people, and you can hear gunfire.
Okay, well, I'm just going to be spending my time pushing my face up to the glass, trying to see it.
Yeah. You're like
Yeah, I do the little
the
nose thing.
The nose thing.
Up against the glass.
And like steam comes out from your
Yep.
nose and fills
I sit back and draw a smiley face in it.
Yeah. So as you guys are doing all these things, eating and looking for wands and pressing your face up against the glass, you hear from above the mall. And then you hear a faint arcane whir coming from above the mall. Everyone roll me a perception check.
I was about to say, can I see it?
For a second, I thought you were doing like a bomb.
Yeah,
You know, I was like about to start
I thought
dodging.
you were going to punish Litsea for looking through the window, and I was like, how cruel.
How dare you be creative?
That's gonna be a 12.
A 12?
I want 12.
I got 8.
8?
Yeah.
15.
5.
Look here. with
Bless.
empty wand hand, you like slightly look up and you see this giant red balloon, like Zeppelin shaped balloon, lift out of the Brawl Mall, and on the bottom of it is a pirate ship. On this pirate ship looking thing, there are 2 ballistas, and armed on one of the ballistas is the monk that you guys were chasing. And on the back of the boat, you see a little harpoon gun guy, and the monk yells out at you. It says, "Ah, I'm gonna take you out!" And then as it continues to raise, somebody goes over to the starboard bow of the ship and pushes off this huge circle, and it hits the top of the Brawl Mall, and a big can be heard as you see tons of monks just funneling in through the hole that they've created at the top of the Brawl Mall. What would you guys like to do?
Panic.
They're like hostile, are they? Yeah.
The monk lady who recognized you seems a little hostile.
And just like painting the picture, there's a big, like one big ballista. And is it
Or
made?
2. Yeah, so 2 ballistas armed on either sides of the pirate ship. There is like the hull of the ship, and then attached with strings to the top of it is like this Zeppelin style balloon.
Okay. And is it just on top of the building, or is it actually
No,
flying?
it's flying. It's starting to, and they've dropped what you can safely assume to be a bomb out of the ship and onto the top of the Brawl Mall to create this massive hole.
How high are they from
They
where
are
are?
about 60 feet in the air.
Okay.
So the ship came out of the Brawl Mall,
Uh-huh.
but then they bombed it?
Yep.
Interesting.
They bombed the Brawl Mall.
They bombed the top of the Brawl Mall, and then a bunch of monks filtered out of the ship and into the Brawl Mall.
I will look at Torinn, and I will be just, are you ready for some revenge?
I'm gonna say yes. Cast flight on me.
Yeah. I will cast Fly at level 4, so it affects me and him.
All right, let's roll for initiative.
Okay.
Awesome.
17.
17.
11.
Okay.
18.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20.
Do I know what the blimp is made out of?
Roll me an investigation check.
Methane. Fireball.
Blast it, dude.
Those freaking zeppelins were so flammable, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude. Obliterate it. Kill them all.
Okay.
He did
Or-
say arcane whirring, so I assume it's
12.
A 12. It seems Lakir is on the right track with this arcane whirring going on. You think that has something to do with it. However, you don't know how flammable arcane is. Lakir, you cast fly on yourself and Torinn. You both now have a flying speed, I believe, of 30?
60.
60. Dang. All right, so you guys are standing outside of this now bomb site that you've seen, and you see this Zeppelin pirate ship thing rise into the air and go over the east side of the Brawl Mall and drop a bomb. Torinn and Lakir, you are now mid-flight. Torinn, you are up first with a 20.
Okay, awesome. I would like to cast Expeditious Retreat.
Okay, is that a bonus action or an action to cast?
It is a bonus action.
Okay, wonderful. As you cast Expeditious Retreat, your spell is multiplied by 6, and you can now move forever.
goodness.
What is
Speed, baby, let's
so
go!
what's 6 times 120? I have a calculator.
720.
So it says when you cast the spell, and then as a bonus action on each of your turns until the spell ends, you can take the dash action.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
Your flight speed is now 720 feet per 6 seconds. So good luck being a jet plane. You break the sound barrier.
Okay, so I just Superman just poof off the ground,
Yeah.
take off into the air.
Uh-huh.
How fast is this blimp moving?
60 feet per round is its movement speed.
Okay, so yeah.
Brief interjection, just so everyone knows. You're currently moving at 490 miles per hour.
Yeah, sound barrier broken. You can just fly through the ship and kill it.
did you do that per second or per 6 seconds?
Oh,
Because combat is 6 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving 81.66
All right,
miles
there we go. That
per
sounds
hour.
better.
As
Yeah.
extreme, but
Not
still
as
pretty
extreme.
still pretty extreme.
That is still freeway speed.
Yeah.
Your eyes are just watering.
You can't see.
I'm like a dog putting his head out the window, but like with like flapping
highway.
dragon cheeks.
Yeah. Your javelin.
Okay, so my goal is I fly 100 feet above this blimp.
You can fly as far as you want.
Well, the reason why is because I need to drop something, but
Right.
I need to make sure that it hits by the time it actually reaches them. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
like kind of taking that into consideration. So, 100 feet above it,
Wonderful.
I pull off a patch from
Oh,
my
wonderful.
paunch full of useful items. Okay,
Right.
which I believe is my action.
Yes.
Okay, and summon a draft horse.
A draft horse. Wonderful. And then you drop it.
Yes, and the draft horse is now falling 100 feet on top of the blimp, gaining momentum.
On top of the blimp or on top of the person arming the gun?
on top of the blimp that is like keeping it afloat.
Okay.
Yes, that's the goal.
Right. Wonderful.
And
Drop a horse
Yeah.
from 18 stories before.
Okay. All right. Fall damage is a d6 per 10 feet. So roll me 10d6, and
Okay.
I will deal that damage to this blimp.
We're suddenly being showered with blood. Like, what did he do up there?
You just watch him disappear too. Zoom. Oh man, those
are
are
some
good,
good
rolls. I see all 5s and 6s. You get 4 more now.
37.
37. Okay, a massive crater goes into the top of this zeppelin, and the horse bounces off and flies into Team Rocket spirals in the air, and it says, "Nay, nay, nay, nay."
That horse is dead.
That horse is so dead.
Way to make it child friendly, though.
19 hit points.
Yeah, yeah, that is super dead. But yes, you've dealt a significant amount of damage to this blimp right off the bat. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Torinn?
Okay.
You've just traumatized a bunch of like 12-year-olds who are just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Torrin's
got superpowers now. I use my movement, use my action.
bonus action. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. With that, Jack, you just watched a horse just totally fly off into the distance after dealing mass. It just like Torinn broke the sound barrier. The horse broke the sound barrier. The sound barrier is shattered at this point. What would you like to do?
So we're all deaf. I don't think I can cast most of my spells anymore.
You don't have to be able to hear it.
No,
you just
yeah,
have to be
yeah.
able to talk.
Well, gotta be able to say it right, too.
That's true. Diagonally.
Briefly, in this entire period of time, I'm gonna look at Litsea and look here. Should we disappear from sight? I can make us all invisible.
I wouldn't mind it.
I think that sounds fun.
All right. I'm gonna cast invisibility at 4th level
Wonderful.
and make all 3 of us invisible.
Yes. So you all 3 turn invisible. Jack, is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
As a bonus action, I would like to give myself a flying speed of 30.
Wonderful. Okay. You think a little sad because you'll never be as fast as Torinn.
Oh, impossible. How high up is the
60 feet in the air.
60 feet above ground level or above roof level?
Above ground level. So the top of the Brawl Mall is about 40 feet. It's about 20 feet above the Brawl Mall.
Okay, bye. As we all disappear from sight, and I'm going to fly 30 feet straight up.
Okay, awesome. Litsea, what would you like to do with your turn? You are now invisible. Invincible. Sorry, you're now invisible, and you've watched Torinn just murder this horse. What would you like to do?
I feel so bad because you're going to be the only person who's basically stuck on the ground while the rest of us are just like, wee!
I'm gonna like turn. Well, did I like hear Jack leave the ground? Like,
Yeah, he said goodbye.
I said, okay, bye.
I guess
didn't
so.
really tell you, but-
In my mind, I was thinking you were saying goodbye before we turned invisible. Like, I don't know.
Fair, you know, you might not know if I'm still there. You could shout. I'm still nearby.
My plan, I was going to turn around because I imagine myself still sort of facing towards the doors and everything and just say, so, what are we going to...
No one's
and
there.
then realize that I can't see anyone. So...
Go in the door.
You could
I'm
go
really,
in.
Go
I'm
inside.
Really tempted
No,
to
yeah,
go
go
through
for
the
it.
door.
You see in front of you there are 2 pull doors. They're labeled with the word pull on them, so you can assume that they are pull doors.
You could also just bust straight through.
You could also just bust straight through.
No, I am the least stealthy character. I finally get to be stealthy
You
with my
currently
invisibility.
have advantage, yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to revoke my half-said question and say, I am going to go through these doors. And I'm going to, like, back up slowly. Not that anybody can see that, but that's what I'm doing.
You see your footprints
Okay.
in the snow.
Back up slowly into the pull door.
Well, back up slowly and then open up the door. And I'm going to try to...
Are you choosing the right door or the left door?
the right, actually.
The right door. Okay.
Yes.
CTR, baby.
As you open the door, Litsea, you see giants being fired upon, but they're all filing into this next room that you can see, and they're running for their lives, as it seems that with however many monks have been put into action, they are being overwhelmed.
Just meta question. So monks are attacking the giants.
Yes.
And we've kind of determined the giants are on our side.
They seem,
Like,
I mean,
they're at least neutral because we want to kill the monks. As a party, you know, when we started initiative, do we like kind of determine that we're
who's the
looking-
good guy?
I don't think anyone...
Nobody.
We're kind of against the giants as well, because they're against the democracy that the one dragon lady that we came here for.
And how long does invisibility last?
Up to an hour.
Okay.
Or until you attack.
I'm just gonna get closer and just hide for a bit and just watch. Actually, I'm gonna walk as far as my movement will allow me, and I'm gonna start looking for Yui. Or anybody else that I recognize. But I'm going to do my best to stay hidden.
Roll me a luck check with advantage.
18.
18. Awesome. You karate chop a bullet out of the air as it was about to hit you in the face.
No, I don't want to do that.
Oh.
I'm invisible.
You Matrix style karate chop the air around the bullet and
Yes.
yes.
Not an attack.
Not an
Invisibility does not end.
So you walk about 15 feet into this foyer type area. You see barbed wire fences that have been divided exactly halfway through this area, and in the middle is an emptied out fountain that used to function but is no longer functioning because, you know, it's a war zone now. But yeah, you get 15 feet through, you're right next to a bench, you kind of duck underneath it, and that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. And with that, it's going to be the ship's turn. This sky ship has no one to target except for Torinn,
Who is above it?
who's above it. So instead of attacking you guys, the people on the ballistas and the will unman the ballistas because they can't see you, and they're going to start dropping as many bombs as they can on top of the giant side of this Brawl Mall. And so you see 7 bombs drop and absolutely decimate this side of the building. And there's flames coming up and people are screaming, "Oh, my leg!" And, you know, the business.
My knee! Chocolate!
Chocolate! Exactly. And with that, that's the end of the ship's turn. You guys have successfully neutralized my encounter. Look here, you are... No, it's fine. I'm happy for you guys.
But simultaneously, I'll kill you.
I will fly 60 feet up.
Wonderful.
How many people can I see on like the bow of the ship?
So there are currently 4 people on the bow of the ship. One is manning the steering wheel, and then the 3 people that used to be manning the weapons have now started to shovel bombs off the side. Everyone else seems to have gone into the Brawl Mall or is in the interior of the ship.
Okay. I am going to... All right, Litsea, I'll take you up. Litsea? Right, and I'll fly up.
Wait, but I love the idea of you carrying me and launching into the air.
Also potentially dropping you because my strength is -1.
Yeah,
She's small.
I'm a heavy girl, though.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Anyway.
Got all the armor on.
Yeah.
But I'll fly 60 feet up, and I am going to attack the lady that was taunting us
Okay.
on the ballista.
Okay, so your invisibility will end afterwards, but you will
Correct.
have advantage on this attack since she cannot see you.
Perfect. And I am going to cast Scorching Ray again, because it seemed pretty effective. And I'm going to do it at level 3.
Okay.
I'll send 2 at her.
Yeah.
And then I'll send 2 at the helmsman.
Okay.
Natural 20
Nice.
on the first one.
Okay, yes.
Natural 19 on the second. Both 4s on the third. So a total of 12. Unnatural 20 for
Unnatural
the fourth.
20? Okay. So 3 of them are going to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. So for the first one, 11 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Second one, only 5 points of fire damage. And then the third one, dang, these are really bad. 6 points of fire damage.
All right. So these first 2 hits hit the person who is taunting you. Go ahead and tell me how you'd like to do this.
I'm going to shout out as I attack, "Not if I get you first!" And then hurl a bunch of fireballs, focusing mainly on her. But yeah. And then, yeah.
She falls over the side of the ship and into the Brawl Mall, completely dead. And with that, there's only 3 people left on the hull of the ship. And is that the end of your turn?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
so.
Torinn, you are up. You can fly anywhere you'd like on the map.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's only 360 feet across, so you could fly all the way across and all the way back.
Yeah.
Do it again.
You want to see me touch that lamppost?
Want to see me do it again?
Oh, the SpongeBob references.
I know. From where I'm at, I wouldn't know if we're wanting to save this ship or not. I
Yeah.
mean, my intention was just to destroy, so.
Lakir just wants to ruin the monk's day.
Me
However
too, yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
We've got a personal vendetta now.
I'm gonna do the unthinkable.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop another draft horse.
That's
Drop another draft horse. All right.
I've heard of
Traumatize me more,
biological
please.
weapons before, but not like this.
40.
We were gonna need it.
40?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and describe how this blimp is going to fall straight out of the sky.
Okay, I drop the second draft horse, and as it's right before I let it go, I say, show us the meaning of haste, and then I let him go, and he free falls down, rips through the top of this blimp, rips completely through the floor of this ship.
Okay. Yeah, it just rips all the way. It goes down into the Brawl Mall.
Led Zeppelin.
The Zeppelin does the famous Hindenburg and slowly falls down. And when it hits the top of the Brawl Mall, and erupts in this huge ball of flame. And you can safely assume that everyone that was on that ship is now dead.
Okay.
We didn't check for Yui at all.
Yui was on that ship.
I don't believe you.
They kidnapped him for fighting giants. He wouldn't be on the Zeppelin. They wouldn't kidnap him just to have him in a managerial position at the top of a zeppelin.
Is that the end of your turn, Torinn?
I guess I'll use my movement to regroup with everybody else.
Yeah, to go anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Go to Pizza Hut and back.
It doesn't even exist in this realm, but you can do it.
All right, Jack, it is your turn.
Well, now that there's no ship, how tall is the mall? Like, I'm 30 feet, so I'm not even, like, over the roof. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna fly up over. I want to fly in one of the holes in the ceiling.
Yeah. It is on fire, but you can probably carefully just go around the fire and it's fine because the blimp.
But yeah, and I'll just fly in. I'll use all my movement and then some. So I won't attack or anything this turn. But yeah, and I'll scope the scene and see what I see from this bird's eye view of the Brawl Mall. Like, giants were running.
Yeah.
Looking for Yui specifically, but...
Right. So you look over this hole in the top of the Brawl Mall. You see a bathroom that has been turned into some sort of 80s dance club. And there's a bar in the corner of the bathroom, but all the attendees are screaming as there are monks with guns just causing trouble.
Oh no. That'll be the end of my turn. I'm
right.
looking for Yui most of all.
Okay, sounds great. Litsea, you are in the middle of this crossfire in this foyer type area. You see a Santa Claus inflatable underneath a palm tree that has been shot to pieces.
I assume I see Jack.
No, Jack is in a different room.
I'm also invisible.
Also invisible.
I am just going to walk as deep into the mall as I can to cover as much space as I can to see if I can find anyone familiar.
Okay.
Anybody at all.
Yeah.
To this point, I'm just alone.
Yeah.
And the Zeppelin just fell from the sky, and I don't know what's happening.
A bunch of 13-year-olds in the middle of a war zone. Like,
Yep. Talk about PTSD.
yeah. Granted, Lakir is kind of in his element. He's just like, ooh.
Let's see. You walk for a while until you see the bathroom, and you see a woman's symbol that an X has been drawn over it, and you hear the of dance club music. Yes, that is in the next room.
So I'm close enough then maybe just to peek open the door.
Yes, and you see a giant that is hand-to-hand fighting a monk woman, and it seems like there's like the gunfire has stopped and a little semicircle has kind of formed around these two that are fighting.
Do I see anyone I know?
No.
Then I'm just gonna, I can't really move any further than the doorway for this turn, but I'm just going to watch.
Okay, and Jack, as these two people start fighting hand-to-hand in this circle, you notice the artist formerly known as Giant is fighting against hand-to-hand with the leader of Lambs of Slaughter, who you don't really necessarily know. But they've thrown aside their weapons and are just tussling it out.
Are their punches lining up with the beat?
Yes, that's exactly what the music stopped at this point.
It's just
You just see a giant.
flesh on flesh.
Yeah. Oh my. Let's see, is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay, Lakir, you are up.
You regrouped with us, right, Torinn?
I did, yeah.
Regrouped with you specifically.
I'll kind of clap him on the shoulder and, well done. I would recommend sticking close to the ground, as this is a war zone and I don't know when my fly is going to wear off. And I will kind of fly towards the same... Oh, I didn't see him go in there.
No,
so,
invisible.
how is there one hole in the roof? Are there multiple?
There's one large hole in the roof. It's basically like half of the ceiling is just gone.
Okay.
Because the ship had to come out.
The ship,
right?
yeah. Well, the ship had to come out of the west side, but then it crashed into the east side. So there's a hole in the west side of the building, completely unscathed, and then the east side of the building is just ablaze, and there's a huge hole where the Zeppelin blew up.
All right. I'll fly through the hole in the bathroom as well, and just look around. I won't see Litsea or Jack, but I'll just go and yell out, okay. I just want to like poke my head like just enough where I can see into the hole and be just like, Yui, are you there? Is he here?
It's gonna be a 1.
Yui does not hear, and you hear nothing in response. I rolled a natural 1.
All right. And with that, I will start to fly out of this room, and I'm gonna try the other hole on my next turn.
Okay, sounds great. Torinn, you're back up.
I'll just be following Lakir, just staying close to him. So
Okay, sounds great.
Or wait, no, because you're in the air though. You're going through the hole,
I'm in
right?
the air. Yeah, I'm just down far enough where I could look into the room before heading back up.
Okay.
And you are not restricted to only 60 feet of movement, Torinn. For the next ever, you can just fly the speed of light.
I'm going to fly up with Lakir, but instead I'm gonna go into the room.
Okay, yeah.
And just go down and float 3 feet above the ground. The room that the bomb blew a hole through.
So yeah, Torinn, you fly through this bathroom. You see these two in this tussle, and are you continuing through the bathroom into the next room?
Who is the two having a tussle?
So I don't think you've met the artist formerly known as Giant or the leader of the Lambs of Slaughter. So just two people, a giant and a monk.
Okay, maybe I will stay in there actually. Floating a few feet off of the ground and seeing these two tussling. I speak Giant.
Right.
I gained that through wild magic.
Oh yeah.
And I guess I'll say, in Giant, hey, would you pledge your undying loyalty to me if I helped you kill this guy right now?
Well, you see, I'm dying. Please, help me win. Help me take out these Lambs of Slaughter so that we can have our Brawl Mall back.
Okay.
Yes, is what his answer is.
Okay, yeah. Okay, awesome. Yeah, perfect.
Oh, a Dragonborn. I haven't... Are you back? Are all the Dragonborn back? As he's exchanging blows with the leader of the Lambs of Slaughter.
I am at least back.
Oh, that's good enough for me.
Casting at this monk.
Okay.
Chromatic orb. We're gonna do a 3rd level spell.
3rd level spell?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Okay. A 22.
A 22 hits.
20 damage.
20 damage. Okay. Yeah, so you deal 20 points of damage, and she looks at you and she says, You could fight for me instead.
I don't like you.
Oh. One single tear.
You hear Jack? Me either. Killer.
Jack, speaking of you, it is your turn.
Does my forehead still say Tom the Bomb on it?
Yes, it sure does.
Because I don't think I ever wiped it off.
Nope.
Assuming it was permanent marker, it's still there.
It is still there.
I love that nobody's asked you about it.
I am going to... I'll break my invisibility. I'm going to cast Summon Aberration.
Okay.
4th level spell. 1 action. However, this will break Litsea's invisibility too because it's also a concentration spell.
Gotcha. Well, rip to invisibility.
Yep, rip invisibility. Call forth an aberrant spirit. This one will be a slad, which is a frog. I'll summon it right behind the monk.
Okay.
Anyway, so this frog creature will just appear behind the monk.
And as you become not invisible anymore, the artist formerly known as Giant is... Tom the Bomb! Are you here to save me?
I'm here to save you!
Oh, thank you!
Vengeance will be swift and ruthless. My Slade will use multi-attack.
Wonderful.
21 to hit.
21 hits.
Okay. Ooh. And 24 to hit.
A 24 just barely hits.
So 12 points of damage for the first. And then 8 points for the second one. So
20 total? Mm-hmm. Wonderful. She is looking very weak. Blood is running from her mouth as she is still exchanging blows with this giant. With that, Litsea, it is your turn.
So, as I notice myself losing invisibility, I'm going to close the bathroom door that I was peeking through. And do I see anybody behind me? Like, is there anyone in the room I'm in?
Generally cleared out at this point. Most of the people have filtered into either the bathroom or the room past the bathroom.
So, since I did my best to look for Yui and didn't see him there, and now see that I've got friends kind of helping out the situation in there. Also, I don't even know how I feel about, like whose side to be on and everything.
Right.
So, I am going to leave the room and walk towards a different room. Do I see a door?
Yes. Are you traveling south?
I'm just looking around, not the front doors. I'm looking around to see if I can find just another entrance to a different room.
You see that there's a hole broken into the barbed wire fence that a bunch of the monks had traveled through, and on the other side of the west side of the building, you see a door.
And I again reach just about the edge of the
Just about the edge
doorway.
of the door.
So I'm just going to peek through the doorway.
Okay, yeah, so you peek through the doorway, you see a clothing store with lots of 80s fashion. There's a mannequin dressed in the corner, and a fluorescent sign that says Frosty Fits.
So I don't see any people in this room.
Nope.
Is there any other doors in this room?
There's a door directly to the north of the door where you are at.
Okay. That's the end of my turn.
Awesome. And with that, it's going to be Lakir's turn.
Okay, so Lakir is going to go into this hole. Do I see anything of note at first glance?
Yes. So you fly into this this place that used to harbor the blimp. It is a roller rink arena. All the lights are off. There are many testing lab stations that have, written on the side like Lambs of Slaughter, and like carved into the sides of them. But the room is generally empty.
So no people are in here.
No people.
Okay. I will fly, I guess, towards... I hear a lot of the noise coming from here, right?
Yes.
And I don't hear anything coming from this area?
Not really. You hear little titters and beeps of what you can assume to be lab equipment running.
I know he isn't here to answer this. Are you okay if I use sending to ask him where he is?
For Yui?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will do my best Yui impersonation.
Yui, where are you? We're looking for you in the fight. We destroyed the ship. We're ready to go. Are you near?
Oh, hi. So, I accidentally, might have killed somebody. My dad's here. I don't know what's going on. Where are you?
Lakir will just to himself, and that will be the end of his turn.
Yeah, Torinn, you're up.
Yes, okay. Monk's still alive.
Monk is still alive, looking very hurt, looking on her last leg.
Hit her with firebolt this time.
Okay, yeah, roll it.
Okay. Natural 1.
Go ahead and roll damage for me on that firebolt with a natural 1.
13.
Okay, you straight in the face of this frost giant. You burn him, and his little mustache hairs fray a little bit. And not that he had a mustache, but the peach fuzz that was there is gone, and no eyebrows anymore either. But with that, he looks to be okay. But is that the end of your turn, Torinn?
Yeah. Yep, that'll be it.
Okay, Jack, you are up.
I will Eldritch Blast
Wonderful.
from the ceiling.
Okay,
Unnatural 20 to hit for the first one,
that'll hit.
and 27 on the second one.
Just barely.
I guess also I am gonna move and make sure I am, if I can be 30 feet away from any of these combatants.
Yeah.
Still up against the ceiling. That's gonna be 19 force damage total.
Okay, awesome. On a scale of 1 to 60, do you know how bad this
59.
59. So yeah, you deal 59 points of damage. And your slot is gonna come in for the kill, I guess.
Oh yeah. Oh maybe. 14 to hit.
Does
It's
not
gonna
hit.
multi-attack again.
Yeah.
And then a natural 18 for a 23.
That'll hit.
That's gonna be 11 points damage.
Okay, wonderful. Tell me how your slot is going to kill this leader of the Lambs of Slaughter.
I mean, if she's still facing the frost giant is just slashing at her back and eviscerating her.
Brutal.
Brutal, not appropriate for television kind
Brutal
of stuff.
Tooth Records, right.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
slash
So
her up.
she falls to the ground, completely dead. The giants, now bolstered by this fight, start fighting back a lot of the Lambs of Slaughter and seem to be winning. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Jack?
No, that will be it.
Okay, Litsea, you are up. It seems like the fight between the giant or the artist formerly known as Giant and the leader of the Lambs of Slaughter has now ended. What are you doing?
I'm walking through this room to the doorway I see on the other side of it. So I'm going to dash. I make it into the next room, and what do I see?
You see an arcade that is filled with retro games. There's a basketball hoop in the corner. There is an air hockey table in the other corner. A tipped over soccer game with like the joysticks and stuff. And on top of all of the arcade games are various papers, and they've all been turned into like these lab things that holster like these beakers of liquids that are being tested upon for the monks' sake. It seems like this mall used to be owned by the giants. The monks have taken over and have used the equipment as much as they can to make a lab.
Anything that sticks out as interesting or as familiar?
Roll me an investigation.
24.
Roll me a D100.
54.
Okay. You find a very long sword wedged between two of the arcade games, seemingly holding one of them, like them apart. It seems like it's been being used as like a, when like a table leg it's kind of wobbly, you can put some quarters underneath it to like sustain it, stabilize it. That's being done with this sword. But this sword, just to save Lakir a identify spell, is a sword of vengeance.
Can I take it?
Swift and ruthless.
You sure can take it. So what the sword of vengeance does, you gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. You have to become attuned to this sword to find out the rest of its properties.
Litsy's not much of a sword girl, especially if it's a really long sword.
Yeah, is it a long sword?
It is a long sword.
Just throwing that out there.
Okay, Lakir, you are up. You are in this roller rink area.
Okay.
And you've just gotten a message from Yui saying that he's afraid.
I know Yui has magical items, correct?
Yes.
I am going to cast Detect Magic. So for 60 feet out, I can see just anything magical and its school of magic. And I'm going to try to locate, like, the same belt. Because I've used Detect Magic before around him. So, okay.
Yes. So you cast Detect Magic, and it pings you to the room that was just past the bathroom that you were in before.
I'll tell everyone. I'll say, Yui is in the next room over.
Now identified where Yui is. So we're going to break initiative there. So you guys are all in this bathroom. Litsea, you're in this lab. You've just found this sword. You're allowed to rejoin the group if you'd like, or you're allowed to keep exploring either way.
I mean, I truly wouldn't know if he'd been
you're right,
found
you're right.
or anything. So I'm going to just keep exploring the rooms, and it looks like next I would end up in the room where Lakir just was. So I'm just wandering.
Okay. Sounds great. I guess we're going to join Torinn, Jack, and Lakir for a second then. You know where Yui is. Would you like to go investigate?
The monk is dead at this point, right?
Yes, the
Didn't
monk is
Jack
dead.
kill him? Okay. Or her. I guess, and the giant's still around?
Yep. The artist formerly known as Giant is now assisting his giant men in bringing forth the vengeance that is the fight of the Brawl Mall, and is winning very much so.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess me and Jack check out Yui.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys open this next door into this food court area where tables have been overturned and the fighting has basically come to an end. And you see Yui holding up the head of a little human boy who has been beaten beyond repair, essentially. And Yui has one of his daggers in his hand. He sheaths it. And Torinn and Lakir, you notice this to be Tess.
Is he still blind?
You don't know.
Oh gosh.
Wait, Tess's head?
No, Tess's head is in Yui's hands. He is attached. As you see Tess, you see that
Not decapitated.
not decapitated.
I was like, decapitated Tess.
No,
That's what
I'm gonna blast Yui.
I thought.
No, yeah, you see Tess, or you see Yui cradling Tess's head. That is still attached to it. But Yui, or Tess, you can see, is wearing this collar around him that has needles that are all sticking into his neck with purple gunk in all of them. And he is completely gray. He is large, as well as there are veins sticking out of him everywhere that are dark purple.
Yui. Tess. What happened? Is there anyone else in the room?
Pretty much everyone else is in the bathroom right now fighting it out. Everyone in here has either died or has stopped fighting. And yeah, so that they're pretty much the only two in the room left. And Yui looks up and he's like, I didn't know. He just said that he wanted to be with his friends, and I didn't know he was a good guy. He was a wolf when I was fighting him. I didn't mean to hurt him. Can you help me?
Lakir is... I still have detect magic on.
Yeah.
Am I able to see what kind of magic is coming off of Tess, if any? Like from the goop or anything?
It is the same magic that you've detected from the purple goop. It's evil.
I know this is probably fruitless, but I'll kind of just fly over and quickly run over to Tess. Well, go to Tess and just cast Dispel Magic. And just, Tess, you're all right. You're fine. We've got you. You're with friends. And yeah, I'll cast it. Does it seem to work at all?
No, so you Tess's body is still lying motionless. You can tell. So what had happened is the Lambs of Slaughter figured out how to get Tess into his wild shape form, and that was to beat him within an inch of his life. They sent him into this fighting ring to fight against Yui, but before doing so, they wanted him in his wild shape form, and so they beat him until he was practically unconscious, so that he would finally protect himself, and then they sent him in, and Yui fought him.
Yui won.
And Yui won.
I'll look around and... Can't any of you heal him?
Lesser Restoration.
You'll cast Lesser Restoration on him. He spits out like a cup of this purple goop, and Tess says just, I'll kill him! I'll kill them all! And then he lays his head back down.
Looking at the device around his neck, is there any obvious like latch or anything like that I could try to break open? Remove it?
Roll me an intelligence check.
14.
14. You can tell by looking at this that it has a failsafe put on it that would, in fact, inject all of this purple goop into Tess if you tried to take it off in an incorrect manner.
Okay. The leader. The monk leader. She has to have a key. Find it now.
Right, and Jack runs immediately. He's like,
Yeah. So roll me an investigation. Natural 1?
no,
No?
natural 3.
Oh, even worse.
8 total.
You are investigating this monk woman. It is not on her. You don't find anything of that seems to help with this mechanism. It seems that the key might be elsewhere. But with that, I think that that's where we're going to end our session for the night. My name is Cade, and I am the host and DM of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Mason playing Lakir.
Brooklyn playing Litsea.
Jameson playing Jack.
Caden playing Torinn.
All right, awesome. And if you're not so traumatized that you don't want to listen to the next episode, go ahead and give us a review wherever you're listening and tell us to a friend, as well as go check out our Patreon. That's patreon.com/knocked. But with that, we hope that you remember when life knocks you flat on your back, all you got to do is keep rolling, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.